which brand was the first player in its category to appoint the late actor Amrish Puri as its brand ambassador? Today, the brand is represented by legendary cricketer Sachin Tendulkar. I'm sure most of you have got it right. The correct answer is the Luminous Power Technologies, which started in 1988. And today, the brand portfolio includes a wide range of innovative products in power backup, home electrical, and residential solar space, to home electrical offerings such as fans, modular switches, LED lighting, and much more. I have with me Mr. Vipul Sabharwal, MD, Luminous Power Technologies, delivering the valedictory address, and he speaks on the topic Luminous 3-decade journey to create a Khushiyon ka ghar. So it's going to be a fantastic conversation. I'm sure I would be happy now to hand over the stage to Mr. Sabharwal. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thanks very much. Thanks, Ravin.
Pleasure.
First of all, thank you very much, Ravin, to have Luminous here today in this prestigious forum and such an august gathering here today. And I think I heard what Mr. Ali was sharing from ITC. I think great insights to people. And I think it's an honor for Luminous to be here today on this forum to speak. I must admit that where we are today is thanks to everybody in the company, our partners and colleagues who have contributed significantly to the journey of Luminous over the last 3 decades. And I want to thank each one of those people who really contributed to making this happen. So what we have is a small presentation for maybe about 10 to 15 minutes, and followed by which we'll throw it open for any questions and answers from the audience, and happy to share our experiences out here. Thank you. So I think we are a journey of transformations. I think I saw the list of the people who came and spoken the daytime. Great brand value creations in those companies. And in Luminous, 3 decades is full of transformation from where we started and where we are today, but we're on a long journey to go ahead for us as a team. So I think I'll request my colleague Jitin, who's along with me here, to make the presentation. If you can share the first video, please.
A star was born in 1988. Today, it is illuminating the world. Luminous became a part of Schneider Electric in 2011, and with it started an incredible transformation. From a single product category to multiple. From winning over the North India market to becoming a national super brand. From offering just mass market products to steadily expanding the range of premium products. A transformation that not only unleashed stellar growth, but also strengthened fundamentals. Fueled by the performance of its key businesses, where it excelled in both inverter and battery to be the market leader in power backup market. Put growth in the fast lane by taking on the small local players. Tapped innovation to build a strong solar portfolio and become one of the largest players. Leveraged capabilities to build a stronger international presence. And rode on differentiation to foray into a new territory of home electricals. The company thrives on 6 key strengths of strong brand, deep channel reach, robust supply chain, committed channel partners, a zeal for innovation, absolute focus on customer satisfaction,
Thank you, Jatin. So I think that's a short clip of what we do and where we stand. I think we can divide ourselves into, the phase one was post acquisition, settling in what we want to do, a phase of experimentation, a few mistakes, few learning curves for us. And from there in came in the period of focus, which I would say from 2018 till about 2013 till 18, where we went back to the basics and said, let's focus on uh, 3 or 4 categories. And to now reaching a stage where we are focused on power storage, solar, and home electrical, and 3 big, business, focuses from our point of view. Can we turn to the next slide, please? I think what are we? We are a company of brand. We build the brand. I think teams have built the brand. We have 2 brands now, the Luminous brand and the Amaze brand. And really gone from being a company based in the northern India to a national brand, to a brand which has got consumer preference. And today, there is no secret that consumers hold the Luminous brand both in inverter category very core to it. But brand is one area where we worked upon, but equally important is the investment in manufacturing and expanding capacity. In a category which is led by electronics and batteries, there's a continuous improvement in building up a source of competitive advantage to the company has come in from there. In the ecosystem, the supply chain is very, very important. And why I'm raising that here is that to build a company and build a brand, I think all the levers of the organization have to come together. I'm very proud to say that almost 90% of what we sell is manufactured by us. So I think we are one of the fine examples of an Atmanirbhar company. And we continue to keep seeing how we can improvise on those areas. Can we have the next slide, please? So I think where are we coming in from? I think it's important that we are a consumer-centric organization. There are some simple things we have done. I think way back we said, let's go and listen to our consumers. So we took the 100 top managers of a company to go out and meet consumers, channel partners, and even we sent people from R&D, manufacturing, to go out and listen to them. And I think that's one of the biggest values we have got, that today everybody in the company, right, thinks first consumer. Will this be good for consumer? It will make life simple for our channel partners. If yes, people take those actions and take those initiatives in that direction. We have made a leap in the home electrical business where we were a late entrant to say that what should we do? And I think a great example, even from what I hear from the previous meetings, was what will help us to differentiate was the design. And that's what led to us to say that almost 50% of the products we sell in a year have been created or are innovated in the last 1 to 2 years, which is what we call the vitality index. Digitization was important, but I think it happened all across the company. One is to have email, one is to have, the supply chain, but it went across the board. And great credit to the companies of the IT department in the company. We said, not only will we do this, but also partnership with various departments and functions to say, how will we bring digitization across the board? Have we reached the pinnacle? Not yet. Probably we are, a halfway house on that front. And today we are a large portfolio of connected products. We are, connectable ready. And I think at the backbone of a strong IT infrastructure is what we believe is one of the key pillars of our strength in the Luminous company. Can you move to the next slide, please? So I think we have a wide range of products from inverters, batteries, solar panels, home electricals. which allow us to address various different segments. And I must say that we are in a trans journey from product to solution, and we're developing them. Have we reached to the solution selling? Uh, the answer is no, but we begin the journey. I think the next leap uh, where we are, that we want to get to a place where we can offer solutions to consumers, not only products. And that is what our next endeavor in the company is. Next, please. So I think this is something which I said about earlier. We want to be the one-stop solutions for power solutions for the consumer. And we spend a lot of time, lot of debate happens in the company, lot of uh, openness is to say that where we are and what we don't have and what we need to acquire. I think how can we simplify the life of our consumers is a very, very open agenda in the company. It's not easy because it involves from people in R&D, from people in sales, people in service, people in engineering, people in supply chain. But our constant lens to what we're saying is, are we good for our consumers? If the answer is yes, we take it. And we make mistakes. Must admit, not everything what we do is correct, but we are open, we are fearless internally as an organization to accept feedback and take it to the next level. Next, please. One of the very important, thoughts which we were asked to speak was what happened during COVID, and it's a very important, phase. Uh, I think the COVID hit all companies, hit ours as well, in no different manner than other companies. Something we did, which was, I think we give a lot of empowerment to the people on the ground and says, um, we basic guidelines were issued by the company, but we said you guys can decide what you want to do. And what are the guidelines? Whatever you do, safety is first. Uh, if that is compromised, the answer is no, don't do it. People came back and said, we need a different policy. We don't have masks. And our factories were shut at that time. We said, okay, let's buy a sewing machine. Let's make cloth masks. We got some NGOs to help us to give us the diagrams on a piece of paper how to make masks. The workers came to our schools in Gagret to say, okay, here is we can make cloth masks. We went to uh, the district authorities and says, here are some masks, procuring sanitizers, very basic equipment to hospitals for COVID care. But all in all, the basic guideline was remain safe, do things in the community, do it simply. The second thing I think I would say that we heard a lot of the people on the ground. People said uh, people are worried about healthcare. So we had to organize calls with the company doctor, very simple calls, what steps they need to follow. Subsequently, doing yoga, helping, calls with the doctor on mental health, playing games, having music as a means to keep ourselves engaged and, totally optimized. Listening to our channel partners to saying, what do they need? And both the phases, I would say phase one and phase two, a lot of listening on the ground and being able to respond back to them. We definitely changed a lot of policies around COVID. Um, in an unfortunate circumstances, if there's a death, what we would like to do. But I think if there's one learning I would say is in deep crisis, we had more frequent calls with the people and listened to what the ground wanted. And within the possibilities of what the company could do, we went and did it. A lot of work done in the Luminous company on staying close to the people and implement in the community. Things like giving ration to workers and supporting them in the time period. Can we have the next slide, please? Just to sum up in a simplistic manner, on the CSR side, we focus on education. And this is something which we take a lot of pride in. Girl child education. We believed when we spoke to some of the experts in the industry and said we want to focus on education, they said just don't do primary education. They said go and do support girls in class 8 and 9 who actually leave school because the families still have some views about getting their higher education. And we gave scholarships, uh, extra support for them to clear class 9, class 10, class 11, class 12, and make sure they reach colleges. And today we are happy to share with you that we have more than 600 LAMP scholars who have been supported to clear the school education in the college. Now we get requests from them, will you support us in the college? And we're evaluating them. And I think we've added schools under renovation. The boys felt that we were not working there. And I think we took one group of boys scholarship. Primary healthcare in the areas around our factories where we have a commitment to the social fabric is something we have invested in. We have done a lot of work in employability in training people on solar, how they can go and become independent by implementing solar solutions in their vicinity. And I think in the community, we also invested behind the environment by putting solar solutions in places in Baddi and Himachal, and also some solutions in Hosur, where we have another facility, and big impact out there. We keep getting ideas, but we remain focused on these 4 areas of what we can do. Can we have the next slide, please? This is some of the other areas. We see a picture of where women have got together to make cloth masks in the period, where we have distributed ration to our workers. We have gone to hospitals and given them small basic equipment. Even in this time period where people wanted ventilators, we've been able to, not ventilators, oxygen concentrators, we've been able to support them and also give dry ration in the community where we stand for. Can we have the next slide, please? We also contributed to the 1 billion mask program, which is United Ways, where all the corporates came together to distribute masks in the community. Wherever we felt we were called upon, we've been able to go and support the community. Next, please. Here is something where the brand has traveled. We like to share 4 commercials around what the brand is. And the very first one, can we share, please?
जोड़ी सही होनी चाहिए, जैसे सचिन और उनका बल्ला,
जैसे ल्यूमिनस इन्वर्टर और ल्यूमिनस ट्यूबुलर बैटरी। ल्यूमिनस, जिस पे देश करे भरोसा।
Yeah, that's the first campaign, but not the first. One of the campaigns where we talked about the inverter battery as a package together, and that was very at a product level. Then we'll take next level of the need and how to drive the product consumption there. Can we have the next commercial, please?
क्या हुआ? केक नहीं काटना है?
पढ़ाई भी तो करनी है।
वही लंबे पावर कट का प्रॉब्लम।
लुमिनस की जोड़ी दे लंबा पावर बैकअप।
अब पार्टी भी
और पढ़ाई भी।
लुमिनस, जिस पे देश करे भरोसा।
Can you have the third commercial, please?
Wow, looking so pretty. Oh, thank you so much जी।
अरे अरे अंगूठी पहनाओ भाई। ये लाइट को भी अभी जाना था।
कोई इलेक्ट्रिशियन बुलाओ।
देख ओए।
कहीं अंधेरे में खुशी के पल खो न जाए।
कितनी सोहनी अंगूठी है।
पेश है लुमिनस इन्वर्टर्स एंड बैटरीज। 30 सालों से करोड़ों घरों में खुशियों को रखे बरकरार।
तो लुमिनस मतलब हैप्पीनेस।
लुमिनस, खुशियों का घर।
Fourth, please.
बैटरी 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 बैटरी।
इस इन्वर्टर बैटरी का रुकना मुश्किल है।
बैटरी 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 बैटरी।
पेश है ल्यूमिनस इन्वर्टर बैटरीज। ये है लॉन्ग लास्टिंग बैटरी जो चले सालों साल।
लुमिनस, खुशियों का घर।
And this is about creating a category. Solar is a totally new category. And when this campaign was done, there was a consumer insight work done. There were a lot of views thinking about solar. So these commercials attempt to address some of those issues, please. Can we have them, please?
मैंने एक से एक बॉलर का सामना किया है और अब सोलर का करूंगा। संजी, संजी, स्टेप 1, स्टेप 2, स्टेप 3, ऐसे आई शॉट में पावर। सिंपल।
स्टेप 1, स्टेप 2, स्टेप 3, ऐसे आए घर में सोलर पावर। सिंपल।
प्रेजेंटिंग लुमिनस सोलर। सोलर को झट से लगाओ, चलो इंडिया, बिजली बनाओ।
लुमिनस, खुशियों का घर।
मैंने एक से एक बॉलर का सामना किया है और अब सोलर का करूंगा। संजी, संजी,
अरे सचिन,
मैच से पहले सिक्का उछालना होता है।
आप ही जीतेंगे सचिन। सिक्का तो आप पहले ही जमा चुके हैं।
असली सिक्के तो आप जमा कर रहे हो। प्रेजेंटिंग लुमिनस सोलर। सोलर से पैसे बचाओ, चलो इंडिया, बिजली बनाओ।
लुमिनस, खुशियों का घर।
मैंने एक से एक बॉलर का सामना किया है और अब सोलर का करूंगा। संजी, संजी, अगर बाउंसर से बचना है तो हेलमेट लगाओ।
और अगर पोल्यूशन के बाउंसर से बचना है तो मुझे अपना।
प्रेजेंटिंग लुमिनस सोलर। सोलर से पोल्यूशन हटाओ, चलो इंडिया, बिजली बनाओ।
लुमिनस, खुशियों का घर।
Thank you very much. That's all what we have for Luminous. Happy to take any questions, Ravin. And
Yes, Mr. Sabharwal. So I have.
Thank you, Mr. Sabharwal, for that
Dr.
detailed
Arun, how are you?
presentation. Very good. Good to see you though virtually. In the post-corona times, whatever we do, it is
It's a constraint.
contactless or virtual. But thank you for that exhaustive presentation on how do you see business and brands. Now let me ask you two fundamental questions.
Sure, sir.
As a leader, what has changed in your wiring in the last 17 months, though you alluded to it and it is in some way interwoven in your business strategy? As a leader, what has changed in the last 17 months? Because the last 17 months have been truly VUCA.
Yeah. So I think, I would say three things. I think a lot of our paradigms have undergone a change. And I think we as a team wrote down, de novo, that when the first COVID happened when the first lockdown happened in March 2020, we said to ourselves, let's recalibrate and reset what you want to do. So I think one thing was, trade policies, commercial policy. I'll give you a simple example. In any organization which has a multiple tier structure that we sell to distributors sell to retailers, and so on and so forth, there is always incentives and schemes and pricing policies are developed. And here we said was let's go up and get to a no frills policy. We went from a tiered structure policy to everyday low price policy and said no frills pricing. We actually went and settled all our trade schemes and settlements and said, okay, here is all the money. And we went from tiered structure to a simple everyday low policy, and that I think has benefited us a lot in simplifying our life, because people could not go there. Second thing is we simplified our credit policy. rather than having multiple credit policies for different customers, have one credit policy, which people also felt. We actually worked with a lower level of channel stocks and company stocks, which was able to give us far better agility to respond to the market. Three, I would say digitization, is something which became a necessity. Earlier, it was desirable, but it became necessity even at trade partners level. There's no way we could communicate face to face with our distributors. So holding smaller conference calls and videos, smaller groups of 20, 30, instead of doing big conference of 2,000 people in a room, digital content became very important for channel partners. Remember, we're talking about inverter battery, which is not a highly fashionable product category, but making digital content simple and adaptable to channel partners. We gave it. I mean, we made content which was adaptable to channel partners, where they can plug in their name of the shop and mobile number and send to the customers, and these products are available. So we enabled digitization of the retailers. We were in a period where was the dark period, which I would say. So I would divide, the lights got switched off, the lights got switched on, and redefining winning in the new paradigm. People said, normally historically people said, and I think my previous speaker, Mr. Ali, spoke about it in the brands that always being on. Historically speaking, our advertising was always summer driven when people need the products. But we went ahead and from September to December, we probably spent more money on brand awareness than we ever spent in the first half of the year. And people said, are we sure? But I think today, if you look back and say that's probably one of the most strategic investments we made of keeping the brands on from the time period. So I think those are some of the people said, we have to travel, otherwise we won't have business. And I said, no. In fact, in this phase 2, which is in May, we grounded the sales organization. Just literally, I said, grounded. Grounded means you can't move out of your home. And we actually had business still going on for us. People said, if you don't travel, we won't have business. I said, no, you're grounded. Except for people who manufacture and people who did service. We said people have to work from home. And even today, our offices are open, but there is no compulsion for anybody to come. And there also we check, why do you want to come? Except for people who manufacture, people who in R&D, and people in service. It's still driven by safety and critical requirement.
Okay, resilience is the word. Going back to basics is the word. Thinking different is the word. And as you alluded in your presentation, also we all are spending more and more time at our homes. So homes have become more important, and hence, the product category you are in also has taken more relevance than it had. My second question is about today. In the last 17 months, we've realized for at least 2-3 decades, we've been talking about the VUCA world. VUCA was a concept. I think we felt the concept in the last 17-18 months. It was really volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. Tell me, when you look ahead, what are some of the learnings that you have from these 17 months? You already talked about what you're applying in your thinking and in your execution. But going forward, what are the things that will stay with you? And what are the things that may not stay, that you were doing it because we are compelled to do? So what are your learnings, and what are the things that will stay with you? The behaviors, I know work from anywhere is now a norm, whether home or a hotel or a lobby or a cafe. So give us a sense of what is there to stay and what is there which is temporary.
So I think, Dr. Anurag, that's a great question. And I think uh, both internally in the organization and my colleagues and my other friends, I keep chatting about it. There are some companies which have gone to 100% office. I think just to put, I mean, and some are saying 80%, some are saying 50%, some are saying 20%. And we've been having this debate internally in the company. Where do we go? How do we open the office? One day we have to open. I think before that, I think, a couple of things which I think have become new learning and I think, Dr. Anurag, it's a dynamic world. I don't think anything is a constant.
It is very evolving. We have to be
very
week by week.
You don't know what's ahead. That's for sure. And I think companies will adapt and be agility or depending upon what they will experience and what they will go through. We were an organization when we shut down and when we switched off the lights on 22nd of March, 2020. We, a very large part of the organization was used to seeing people in front of them. I mean, we are a melting pot of three cultures. One came through acquisition, one from Schneider, and one from people who have come from outside. And people said, how are you going to work like this? I need to see the people in front of me. I said, well, we don't have an option. We have to shut. I mean, we have a director. And I think those are the people who adapted the most. And I'll give you an example. We got our audits done, we got a balance sheet signed without going to the office. And they were the people who were saying, how will you ever get this done? But at the same time, I would say what is suffering is the personal attachment, I would say the office socialization, the emotional connect, and training. People training is suffering. You can do as much as you can do on a digital world or training, but I think you need people in the room. You need to smell, you need to feel the body language. Today you see the first, I've been in Gillette for 18 years. The first 6 inches of the face is important, but that's what you only see today. You don't see the whole person. I think that is something what is suffering. I think training is suffering today, not the technical training, but the personal training, the leadership development, the room and people being in the room, being in the team. And I'm questioning myself, and me and the HR colleagues are questioning, how will we get past it? So I think that is something. R&D, I think there has been some setbacks to us because they need the lab, they need the movement, they need to go and travel. So I think those things are a little bit taken back, a little bit off the head. What's there in store tomorrow? I think everybody's talking about it, and I'm sure it's a reality today. There is going to be a hybrid model. And every company will adapt and define its hybrid model. So like we are discussing, rather than people, we are saying critical, let us define critical processes for which people need a physical site. Or they need to meet, or they need to come face to face. And I think those people who are in the critical processes and need to set up their own norms to say, okay, we need to be here, we don't need to be here. Then we're saying, I think we need people to come in for engagement. I need people to come in for delivery. And I think that will define an evolving space. And I think each organization will find their own, I would say, rules is the wrong word, but their own, decorum or the fabric in which they would like to work.
Absolutely.
And it's evolving and it will keep changing with the situation. And as long as we are listening to the ground. Now, there are a lot of people coming and say, we have to open the office. I need to go to the office. We hear the pressure, but we're saying, okay, let's change the office. We have to also work on the office to say, how will ventilation happen? Let's break some glasses. I mean, very simplistically put, let's change the spaces and respect the social distancing, the ventilation, and open with caution, not with revenge.
I like that. Go back to some of the old behaviors with caution, not with revenge, not just because you couldn't do it earlier. I think that's a very beautifully and succinctly put suggestion. My last question to you.
Please.
If you had to make 3 predictions for the future in terms of the future of work, you already used the word hybrid. I think whether it's in education, whether it's with workplaces, and you rightly said, in manufacturing and service, guys will still have to show up physically, but almost every other function can work virtually. You talked about the board meetings and accounts being passed virtually, and I personally experienced that. But tell us your predictions for the immediate future. I'm talking of 12 to 15 months. And again, we know that no one knows the future. We can at best make some guesses.
I think a certain amount of the work will continue to be from home. I'll define it in 2-3 ways. I don't foresee 100% coming in 100% of the time. And I don't think it's desirable. And I also don't think it's a need of the business. That's, I think, at least next 9 to 12 months, I definitely foresee. 2, I think, I think companies will start experimenting post the full vaccination, post with caution, some group meetings in a smaller manner and experiment that. And if it succeeds, measured expansion of that. That's point number 2. Point number 3, I think, I think people will start, redefining, and the families and people will define that home is not home and work is not work. I think there's an interflow of both. That's at a conceptual level, Dr. Anurag. What implications it will have on personnel, our lifestyle, work habits. I think, a discipline is a word which a lot of people have talked about it. But it'll undergo a definition. It'll undergo a definition change. And that zone in the horizon will open up. And I think the difference between work and life and balance, I think companies will have to accept a new norm and put a larger framework and say, okay, this is the baseline I need. As long as you're there, it's okay with me. If you want to go outside that, do check and do that.
You use the word caution a lot, use the word resilience, and you're right. Definition, a lot of things has already undergone a change, and that process of change continues because there's no certainty. We're not yet settled into a finality. We are not yet in a post-pandemic phase. We're still living through it. So you're absolutely right, and we hope there is no third wave. We hope and pray. And you're right. There are a lot of things that will stay because they are more efficient. We've discovered them, and earlier we would say, no, this doesn't happen. But we now know with our experience of last 17 months, never say never. Kuch bhi ho sakta hai. And again, we've gone and questioned the basics of everything we do. So we're grateful to you for your time, Mr. Vipul Sabharwal.
Pleasure.
This is Mr. Vipul Sabharwal of Luminous speaking to us at the Exchange for Media Pitch Brand Talk. He's taken us through the philosophy, the communication, and the business strategy for Luminous. We're grateful to him for his time and his comments. Thank you, Mr. Sabharwal. We look forward to engaging with you in the future soon again, and we hope we can meet like old times soon.
Most certainly, and have a cup of coffee for sure. Thank you. It's a really pleasure for me to be here on the forum. And thank you very much for giving Luminous the opportunity, sir.
Pleasure is all ours. Thank you so much. Back to you, Ravin.
Thank you.
No, thank you, gentlemen. Actually, the pleasure was ours to listen to all of you and all those wonderful insights. I'm absolutely sure are going to be staying with all our audiences for a long, long time. So thank you once again, Mr. Sabharwal. Thank you so much, Dr. Anurag Batra, for being so kind and joining us here.
Thank you. Thank you. Right. Thank you.